sustain profitable businesses in Africa.
This is the third cohort of this very comprehensive coaching and mentorship system for high-growth visionaries of African descent.
I knew that somewhere there was the ability to stretch beyond the ordinary and to do extraordinary things. But VCAP was like that catalyst, you know, that poof, just took me from where I was to where I wanted to be.
The best part of the program that moved me from just ideating and thinking about things to execution was the execution blueprint. I feel like it's a powerhouse.
I welcome you to an epoch-making era of execution in your life, because VCAP isn't about tall, it's about walk. If you work it, it will work for you.
Remember, when you have a vision, you don't need permission. See you at the next cohort. Thank you.
Personal power.
VCAP!
Visionary vibe.
VCAP!
Majestic mastery.
VCAP!
Excellent execution.
VCAP!
Remarkable resolve.
VCAP!
Real revenue.
VCAP!
Wonderful wealth.
VCAP!
legacy leadership.
Recap!
We are,
Visionaries cohort!
and we welcome you.
Hi, my name is Fumi Helen Alagbe. I am a parenting coach and the founder of Rise to Parents. My VCAP journey is 3 words: enlightening, empowering, and transformative. One of the biggest challenges I had before VCAP was lack of clarity and direction. I had ideas and passion, but I do not know how to organize that into actionable steps and build a system around it. So VCAP helped me in 2 different ways, personally and professionally. On the personal notes, I gained a lot of clarity about myself. I grew in self-awareness and I developed leadership skills. Professionally, VCAP gave me the tools and strategies that I needed to structure my work, engage my audience, and then scale my vision accordingly. My big vision for joining VCAP was to tackle the problem of identity crisis, low self-esteem, mental health issues like depression and anxiety that is prevalent amongst children.
Hello. Can you hear me? I'm loving the energy in the room already. Woo! Please let me know if you can hear me. Type in the comment section if you can hear me. Like I saw that people were already here, all lit up and ready to rumble even before we went live. You guys are simply amazing. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oyewo Victoria, I see you. Hello Bukumi, I see you. Nomvula, I see you. Oyewo, I see you. Can you hear me? Okay, so you can hear me. Fantastic. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Can you hear a background music or is it just me? Can you hear any background music or is it just me? Please let me know. Awesome. Wow. Let me know in the comment section where you are connecting from. Let us establish that this is a global event. All right. It's a global show. Yes, this is the Visionary Talk Show. Let me know where you're connecting from. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Awesome. So let me know where you're connecting from. London, UK, Comfort says, yay, how is London today? Canada, Pretoria, South Africa. Hey, nice. From Abuja, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Las Vegas, Osun State, Nigeria. Oh my goodness, Abeokuta. Oh, this is so good. From Trinidad and Tobago. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. London, UK, Lagos, Nigeria. Ghana. Hey, Charlie, it's saying you. Accra, Ghana. Okay. Can we all agree that this is an international talk show? All right. Delta State, my sister. I see you. All right. So welcome to the Visionary Talk Show. I am your host today, the energetic EJ. Yes, my name is Ejiro Osakede, but I love to be called the energetic EJ. Yes. And it's such a pleasure to be your host for this series, for this edition of the Visionary Talk Show. And if you're here for the first time, this is your first time attending, any event by the Mercenary Circle, the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program, just let me see you say hi. So if you heard about the Visionary Compass, the Visionary Talk Show, but you're not sure what it is about, let me see you say hi. So we know, okay, we have newcomers so that we can pass some puff and some small chops and some parfait. Okay, I see some hi in the building. You are welcome. Thank you, Hilda. Thank you, Cassiana, Patience, Geraldine. I see you. Oluwaseyi, I see you. Comfort, I see you. Okay, let me give you a little bit about what the Visionary Talk Show is all about. The Visionary Talk Show is designed to engage inspiring and aspiring visionaries, which I want to believe you are one, because it's only visionaries that can attend an event like this. So the fact that you're here tells me that you, my sister, you are a visionary, and this show is particularly designed for you, right? And this is to encourage you to take bold steps into executing your vision, because as a visionary, what makes you a visionary is the fact that you have a vision. And I am boldly here to declare, to let you know that VCAP, which is the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program, is the ideal platform to nurture and accelerate that vision from idea to success and to I did it. All right. So through this conversation that we're going to be having in the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we're going to be having thought-provoking conversation, real life experiences from people who have been there, done that, and they'll be sharing with us proven strategies, right? So these discussions is going to equip you. So don't think it's just a talk show. This is a talk show with a difference. So grab your pen and your note, because you will be taking copious note. I can promise you that the light that will be coming to you, the insight that will be dropping for you, is going to bring you into a place of transformation, which would help you transform that your idea into tangible and impactful reality. So be ready. Be ready, be ready. If you know anyone who should be here who did not register, please quickly send them the registration link that they can still join us. It's never too late to be a part of something awesome. All right. So thank you so much. Now that you know what the talk show is about, absolutely, absolutely, yes. This theme, this edition of the Visionary Talk Show, the theme here is 2025 Execution Playbook, the art of achieving audacious goal. How many of you have some audacious goal on your goal sheet or your goal book or your goal journal? Type audacious in the comment section. Let's know ourselves so we can take a selfie together. Okay, they call it a groupie. If you're here and you have an audacious goal for 2025, type audacious in the comment section. Let's see. Come on now. Let me see the comment buzzing. Come on now. Don't leave me hanging. We're together in this tonight. Do not leave me hanging. Come on now, who's there? Who has an audacious goal on their list of goals? Can I see them? Oh, fantastic. I see all the, oh my God, look at all those audacious coming on. Fantastic. I love it. So yes, because you have an audacious goal and you're here tonight, so please grab your pen, grab your journal, because we're going to be getting some strategies, some light, insight, truth that is going to shake us, was going to shake us forward, move us forward into taking action that would birth the transformation that our hearts and our souls desire. All right. So it promises to be amazing. So please do not take away every form of distraction so that you can be in the conversation. Today, we're going to have three amazing guests. And I'm looking forward to just, tapping into their wisdom tonight. Well, let me say tonight, because it's night where I'm at. I'm sure it's night in most places. Maybe not. Okay. It's night where I'm at. It's night in Nigeria as well, which is the platform we're using right now. So it's so bear with me when I say night. It's just because that's my reality. All right. So tonight we have Dina is going to be joining us. Oh my goodness, you're going to get to meet all our speakers. We have Banke Adebayo, we have Lemuel Yule Odio, and they are going to be joining us in the conversation today. Today we're talking about turning bold goals into reality. This is our topic of discussion today, and I have these three beautiful visionaries join me on the show today to share their experiences for what they were able to achieve in 2024, and probably give us insight to how that is shaping what they're looking forward to in 2025. So if you're ready to meet our guest, you're ready to dive into the conversation, let me see you're ready in the comment section. I want to see you type ready. Who is ready? Anybody ready, or am I alone? Awesome. Okay, I see you. Oyewale, it's like you are going to win a trophy. It's as if you are going to win a trophy because you're ready and your responses are always top. Okay, fantastic. All right. I can see you're ready. You are truly ready. Okay, so let's keep our eyes peeled on the screen as we introduce our guests for the day.
Lemuel Yole Odio, the CEO of Nibient Analytics, is a seasoned strategy consultant, business analyst, and personal development coach with over 13 hours of professional experience. Her entrepreneurial journey began at the tender age of 13, driven by a passion for empowering individuals and organizations to reach their full potential. As a mother of two, Lemuel understands the challenges of balancing work and family life. She has embraced these challenges, using them as opportunities for growth. Through her experiences, she has learned the importance of perseverance, resilience, and strategic thinking. Today, Lemuel is building Nibient Analytics, an edtech startup poised to raise the bar for tech giants in Africa. Her fashion label, Lemuels, has also evolved into a top-level branding business strategy and business analysis company, serving clients across various industries. Throughout her career, Lemuel has had the privilege of working with clients from diverse backgrounds, including the US, UK, Canada, Nigeria, South Africa, and Ghana. Her expertise spans strategy consulting, business analysis, and personal development coaching. She has helped numerous individuals and organizations achieve their goals and remained committed to this work. Lemuel's personal story is a testament to the power of determination and hard work. From selling pure water and biscuits in her father's church to launching her fashion label and building a successful business, she has turned ideas into reality. As a coach and consultant, Lemuel is dedicated to sharing her knowledge and expertise with others. She believes that everyone has the potential to achieve their dreams and is committed to helping them unlock their full potential. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Lemuel Yole Udio. Dina Chukwuemeka is a career coach, speaker, and advocate for self-advocacy and career equity, with 15 years of experience across HR, sales, finance, and marketing. She empowers high-achieving professionals, especially African and Black diaspora women in corporate America, to own their value, command influence, and secure the roles, promotions, and pay they deserve without waiting for permission. Through her coaching, masterclasses, and corporate workshops, Dina bridges the gap between talent and recognition, ensuring professionals are seen, valued, and compensated accordingly. Her work is not just about individual career success. It's about transforming corporate culture and fostering workplaces that celebrate diverse talent and champion equity. Dina's mission is to help professionals strategically position themselves for success while driving meaningful change in corporate spaces. Her approach is simple. Career growth isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart and advocating yourself with confidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us make welcome Dina Chukwuemeka.
Oluwabamike Adebayo is a multifaceted visionary and a gender equity advocate, committed to closing the gender gap in the workplace and reducing the gender poverty gap by empowering women to offer professional services leveraging no-code technology. She is a champion for women in tech-enabled services and is on a mission to see more women leverage technology, whether as a service or a tool for personal and professional growth. She achieves this through her edtech startup, Ruth Marie, an empowering ecosystem focused on training virtual assistants, equipping them with tech skills, and connecting them to paying clients through her agency, the Virtual Assistant Agency. Her work centers on advocating for women's inclusion and equality in the digital economy, ensuring they can thrive professionally from the comfort of their homes. She also launched TechXX, Community of Women for Technology, an initiative that hosts regular workshops on essential tech skills women need to learn. Banker is the lead techie at A-List Tech Services LLC, a no-code agency focused on creating custom tech solutions for ed tech practitioners. She has been listed among 40 inspiring women in tech, is the recipient of multiple awards for entrepreneurship and advocacy, and has been featured in numerous publications and print media. Notably, she recently won the second prize at the 25th Wimby's Pitch competition, among other achievements. Banke Adebayo is not just a leader but a catalyst for positive change. She is a ministry gift, a mentor, a published author, a prolific speaker, and a singer. Reverend Banke Adebayo is married to Reverend Femi Adebayo, and their union is blessed with 2 daughters, Toluwanimi and Oluwatoyos.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us make welcome Banke Adebayo.
Wow, amazing, amazing. What a fantastic profile from our guests today. So we're going to have them on stage now. Hello, 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 amazing women. Hi, Dina. Hi, Lemuel. Good to have you here. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Hello, hello, Reverend Banker. Hello, hello, hello. Awesome, awesome. Wow, so good to see your beautiful faces. And thank you for taking out the time to be with us today and to be here to share from your wealth of experience and just, amazing journey that you've all been on. Before we dive right into the conversation, I just want to hear a word from each of you to just let us know how are you feeling in this moment? How are you feeling in this moment?
Okay, I'll start. I'm feeling good. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for hosting this, having a moment again to just reflect and really showcase the importance of VCAP, what it can do for your life. So I'm excited. Lady Banke, Lady Vamil, good to see you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Dina. Yes.
Okay, hi, good evening, everybody. I've been excited. I've been excited since morning. And the joy is basically because I was literally one of the people watching people last year. And it's quite amazing to be one of the speakers tonight. And I really cannot explain how excited I am, but it's great to be here.
Fantastic. It's great to have you here as well, Reverend Banker.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm
good evening.
So excited to be here. I've been counting down the hours like so I'm excited to get on the conversation. I'm looking forward to what we discussed today. And yes, that's about it.
Fantastic. We're happy to have you, and we're also excited as much as you are excited. And you can see the comment section is already buzzing, like, oh my God, let's do this, let's do this. All right. So, and we're ready. So how we're going to run is I'm going to ask the question, and I know these are 3 powerhouses in a room. This roof is about to okay, let's see. I hope we have a very strong structure holding the roof so that the house doesn't come crashing. But yes, so I'm going to ask a question and I'll give you time to just go around to answer. And some questions will just be, okay, you know what, anybody can take it. But we want to get the perspective, from all of you with each question that is going to be asked today. So maybe what I can do is to switch it around to say, okay, Lemuel go first, and then I can switch it around like that. But yeah, so that we can all get the different perspective, because I know the perspectives are going to be very, very interesting and enlightening tonight. All right, so my first question as we dive into the conversation today is to say that, first of all, we know you're visionaries, right? And for you to be able to have any goal, especially audacious goal, because today our topic is turning bold goals into reality. To have audacious goal, you have to begin with a dream, right? So please share with us the vision you worked on in VCAP. Like, what initially inspired that particular vision that brought you into VCAP, or the one that you decided to say, okay, this is the vision, this is the dream, and this is the goal that I want to bring to life on VCAP. All right. So yeah, let's go with Lady Dina first.
All right. Thank you, Coach EJ. The big dream I had coming back in it was really like to relaunch my career coaching and have it scale. Like, I just came in with like, I'm going to do it. This is the year. This whole dream really started in 2015. I had been struggling to figure out, what am I doing in corporate? I'm here, but where am I going with it? And I did a coaching program in 2015 that allowed me the space to really start building my voice, accepting my voice, and putting it out there. So from 2015 to 2024, I had been tiptoeing, just doing it here. Then I'll be offline for 6 months. Then I'll go and do a little bit. Then I'll go again and hide. Just like that, like literally. And when I came into VCAP, I was like, this is the year. Like, I myself know God is tired of me doing this thing I keep doing. I'm in, I'm out, I'm doing hopscotch. So my big dream of the scale, what I realized coming into VCAP is, okay, Dina, it's not that it made me minimize what I was doing, but I realized there has to be iterations of this thing that you're doing. You have to start again and figure out what is the foundation of what it is you're trying to build. And that's what VCAP did for me, because yes, the scaling, all of that is still there. But what I worked on VCAP was specifically my masterclass about how to truly leverage your year-end reviews and make that work for you for the rest of the year. So that's what I did. It was a success for me because it is a critical step in the big step of scaling and what that looks like.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened with my video, but you can hear me, right? So, I mean, it took 9 years. Like, that's a lot of years to go like in and out, almost like you're dancing tango, But this 1 year feels like it has changed a lot. And, moving from, okay, this is no longer child's play. We're doing this. And in 1 year, as a matter of fact, in 40 weeks, you were able to like relaunch, and now you're one step closer to scale. I love that. Okay, so let's go with Reverend Banker. Please let us know what was that vision you came to work on VCAP.
Yes, so I will. This is my second stint at VCAP. I was in 2021, and then I came back in for 2024. And one of the reasons why I came in 2021 was because I wanted to build a community of virtual assistants who were delivering high value services to their clients. When I launched my own virtual assistant business in 2017, I started because I was homebound and unable to leave the house to go make money. And I was really focused on being financially independent. So I just needed, I started to look for an avenue to earn money from home. And my research took me to virtual assistants. And, the way that God dropped virtual assistants in my lap, I just knew that it was God at work, because it was not something I would ordinarily have stumbled on in 2016. And so when I launched, I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, by the 6 months, I was like, this is something a lot of women should start to consider as an alternative means of earning a living, especially when you have a young family. So a lot of women are home because their husbands are asking them to stay back because of the kids. A lot of women are home, like I was home because I was ill. We were home for different reasons, but virtual assistance is one way that you can offer professional services without, sacrificing your young family. So I started to coach. But then I realized that as virtual assistants grew in popularity, we started to have all sorts of people come in with the focus being on how much can I make, not necessarily how satisfied are my clients. So I knew that I wanted to build something different. I didn't want to be the run-of-the-mill virtual assistant coach who just, train people randomly and just put them out there. But I also knew that I needed something different. There had to be a certain way that I was going to portray my virtual assistant ecosystem. So I came into VCAP for that. And one of the things that happened when I first met DDK was I told her I knew that I needed to be in her space in one way or the other. There was just something that had to go beyond the interaction that we had at that time. And VCAP was it for me. And so I came in the first stint that I had, I was able to set up, Annie with Marie, which, by the way, is the names of myself and my daughters, because we're building legacy stuff. So I was like, I love this. I enjoyed it. I was able to execute. But then when I came back in, I thought I was done with Annie with Mary. So I came in for Alice Tech, which is my no code agency. So I was like, let me come into VCAP and see if I can build the same thing I was able to build with Annie with Mary. But as we started, I was like, no, I'm not done with Annie with Mary yet. There is more. So I pivoted within the first trimester. And I was like, so I'm going to focus on Annie with Mary and build a proper ecosystem. And boy, am I glad that I joined. Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful. For me, it's the smile.
That's why I joined.
It's the smile on your face for me, as in from when you started, the smile started to increase. Like it started to increase, and like, oh my God, like it felt like you were playing out the journey in your head and seeing where it started from versus where you are now. It's just lovely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, Lemuel, please give us your own version of this story.
Okay, so I got into VCAP with an entirely different vision, Ilma Organics Formulation School. But when we had the clarify stage of the program, I just knew it had to be something else, but I wasn't sure what. And there was one of the times that we were sitting with one of the videos that DDK put out there, and she kept on saying, you need to know your why. And at the end of the day, I realized that there is something that has been consistent with all of my businesses and everything that I do. And it's the fact that I wanted to help people and help businesses become better. I started off in school holding, from my 100 level, holding what I call the time out with Lemmy, where we had women come around, just share, and then I advised. From there, I was, doing consulting business for businesses, all for free, right? But then during the program, I just knew that there was something more than the formulation school, which had to do with hair care. I kept telling a friend that I know that I am more than just natural hair coach. There has to be something, right? And to circle back to when I built Lemionis was first a fashion business that I shut down, just like Banker said. Most of us, our lives just take another pathway entirely when we give birth, right? So when I gave birth to my first daughter, I just knew that this fashion thing was not going to align with what I wanted. I wanted to be home. I wanted to homeschool my children and all of that. And it just puts me in another light entirely. So I totally shut down, let me be honest. But getting back into VCAP, that was in 2018, which is 7 years. Getting back into VCAP, that name came back to mind. But then I know there are some certain times that VCAP, DDK will be teaching, and somehow you're listening to her teaching, you are praying, And there was this day that I was listening on the video, and I just heard, it's time, bring back Lemionis. I was like, which one is bring back Lemionis, right? So throughout the whole of the first trimester and the second trimester, it was more of a birthing and a rebirthing of what I felt I had let go 8 years ago. And trust me, it was the best decision of my life. We launched in June. Not just that, we got our first 5 clients before the end of the program. And I had a certain amount of money I wanted to earn in January. And I was like, this is the first time in my life I'm going to see this type of money. I want to make it this year. But I had a mind of making it from selling hair products. But literally, like we say, God knows the end from the beginning. I ended the year tripling that amount of money, and I am very sure that it's because of the systems and structures that we were taught in VCAP. There is no way you're going to get into VCAP and you are not going to have a solid system aside for work for your life as an individual. And just to say thank you, DDK, I took these same things and I did not just implement in Lemionis, I moved it over to Nibiant Analytics, and this helped me to build a very solid organizational structure. And there's something that we do every 2 months with our staff. We re-interview them just to find out if they are still excited. And trust me, we have staff that are currently getting more offers than what we are giving to them. And we keep hearing,
You're
I'm not
not
leaving
good.
Nibiant. I love the work culture. I want to remain. And I
Wow.
am very sure it's because of my engagement with the resources at VCAP. It's been mind blowing.
Wow. Amazing. Like, whoa. Like I used to the comments like, wow, 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 wow. Amazing. Like I love it. I love it. System, structure, clarity. These are the things that I'm listening to here as you ladies are sharing your journey. And just intentionality, listening. I love what you said, Lemuel. Like honestly, those videos is like, Tike, why are you shouting? Be coming down, don't shout at me. Because she will be speaking to your souls. Sometimes you feel like, what? How did this woman know that this is what I'm struggling with right now? So this is so beautiful. Thank you so much for, just highlighting the vision and the dream and the goal that brought you into VCAP. And it's just beautiful to hear you all speak about the journey from the idea part of it, or even for Lemuel, it's almost like from a dead side is a resurrection, from death to life. And it's just beautiful to hear. My next question is, we've heard three of you spoken, but many people have great ideas, right? But they struggle to take action. What was the defining moment that pushed you to commit to turning your vision into reality? Because having a vision is one thing, taking action is another. The willingness to take action is actually another. Because sometimes we can know that I know I need to take action, but I don't feel like it. So for you ladies, what was it that turned on that ignition to say, no, I'm taking action no matter what it's going to take? Reverend Banker, do you want to take this one first? Okay, I think you're can you hear me? I hope my audio is not late. Okay. All right. Reverend Banker, please, yes, go ahead. I hope you heard the question.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes,
I
we
heard
can
the
hear.
question. You were asking
Okay.
what was it that made me take action on my vision.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's more or less self-leadership. There's a point that you get to that you understand that you have to take charge. If you do not get up and take charge, nobody will do it for you. Like I like to say, nobody's coming to save you. Jesus had already come, he's done the work. What's left is for you to get up and key into what he has done. And especially when I think back to how I started from the place of pain. I was in literal pain in every way. My soul was in pain because I had lost the baby I waited for 7 years. My body was in pain because I'd had 2 C-sections within 11 months. I was also very tired because I was taking care of my 4-week-old prem baby. And then the devil now wanted to, just put his hands on my face by also seizing my source of income. It was hitting me from all sides. But then I understood that no matter how bad it is, there's always a way out. So you might be a square peg, you've been put in a round hole. You cannot say, I'm a square peg, I'm going to continue to be a square peg. Rather, you have to become a round peg and fit into the hole that you have found yourself in if you are going to step out of it and create solutions that others can replicate. And so it was basically just that one thing in my head that I knew that I might not have been able to help the body, the pain in my body, the pain in my heart, but I could literally do something about my financial independence. And that was it. So I just needed to make find a way to make money from home. How can I do that? And I found it and then used it. It worked for me, and I was now able to repackage that solution and give it to other people in similar situations so that they too can step out. So I believe that the first step towards reaching any goal that you have is you have to first and foremost be self-led, understand what your limitations, understand your strengths, and understand that it is it's up to you to do something about where you are. And the next thing that really worked for me is that I also understood the place of capacity building, and little wins. So sometimes we want to go after the big things, but you haven't conquered the little things that will give you confidence, experience, expertise that will become relevant when it's time to make, face big goals. And one thing that brings this remembrance for me is David and Goliath. When David was going to go face Goliath, King Saul gave him his armor, and he dropped the armor. I was like, I have not tested this. He bent down and picked 5 stones, meaning that he has tested those stones. And the day I saw that scripture, I was like, when did David test the stones? So I went back to the previous scriptures, the previous chapters, and I realized that the time when David went after the bear, how did he go after the bear? What did he use to strike the bear that was running away with the sheep? When he went after the lion, what did he use to strike the lion that was running away with the sheep? So every time he struck the lion, let's say for the purpose of this argument, with his stone, it will stun it. He'll take the sheep, right? But then the lion will come up again. It happened also with the bear. So when it was time with Goliath, do you know what he did? He understood that his tool of expertise could only stun, it could not kill. So when he got to the battlefield, when he stunned Goliath, he ran after him, cut off his head before he celebrated his victory. And this can only come from building capacity. He built capacity in the small kill the bear. I'm going to kill Goliath. 1, 2. He already had a proven system. He knew what worked. He knew what didn't work. So when he got to a situation where the stakes were high, because he had a proven system that he could rely on, he was able to kill Goliath. And so this is something that I say every single time, every opportunity that I get, build capacity. Start to work on the little goals. What it does is it builds your confidence. You start to get better. You know what works for you. You know how best to work. And then suddenly a big goal comes and you're not afraid because it doesn't really look big to you. There's confidence that you have built over time.
Wow. I've never heard that Goliath story, David and Goliath story like this before. But that's so powerful. I love it. The little wins prepares you for the big wins. I mean, we've heard that before, but I love the picture you've put now. It's almost like the little wins adds to your affirmation. It adds to your confirmation. It adds to your confidence. And so when the bigger battle comes, like, we've been here before in little successions, but now let's use the same mindset to win this new battle. Amazing. Dina, please, do you want to go for that? What was it that spurred you into action?
Myself, I'm taking notes. What was it for me? The first thing I thought was, DDK said something. She said, execution is not a personality trait, or she said it's not a personality type. Now, just like you said, sometimes DDK has a way of shouting, like, I don't know, it's like a soft shout. And I'm like, it just stuck with me. This was in either December or January 2023, around that time. And I had been struggling within myself. I had come off from a year of, we had a big change in our home. My husband had been away for a while. Lady Banka is sharing her story. Me too, I dealt with a miscarriage. I was coming off of like, what am I doing? Now my husband is back. How do we, we should be focused on getting back together. We have 2 kids already, how to get them back. Like, I was really like, I should be focusing on the home. what I didn't know is that God had been speaking so loudly to me about this thing, like I said, since 2015, and giving me grace and room to be disobedient, because that's what I've been. I mean, I was getting sure word from him on what I needed to do, the execution. I actually don't have, I won't say I don't have an issue with execution. What I'll say is I'm a doer. Naturally, my personality type is a doer. But when DDK said that thing, I don't know, the words itself, I can't even tell you how it spoke to my soul. What I heard was that you are even hiding behind your doing. Like the things I'm doing, I'm using that as a shield to hide from what God has really told me to do and execute on. Like I'm being disobedient. That's what I heard. I just heard it like that. It was like, your mother is there giving you that eye, like you've done this thing and I'm here to tell you you've done it wrong. And when she said that, God had already shown me this word, possibilities. And I was dreaming big, possibilities of 2024. What's it going to be? And when she said that word, it just synchronized. It was just a synchronization in my soul. Not even what she said, like on the surface, but in my soul, the way she was talking about it, the way she was so convicted on why she does what she does, because it comes from God. It's a mandate. And so I used to struggle with this thing. For me, a lot of my why I stepped in is because I've been, this thing of hiding is my thing, like hiding. And what I'm always claiming to help people do is, how do you advocate for yourself where you're seen, but you're not just showing yourself? Like, it's not about being seen for seeing's sake. There's a reason for the visibility. It's about impact. It's about influence. It's about more than what you think it is. And I had been hiding, and God was just telling me, I'm tired of you doing what you're doing. I had a season of pause, which was truly from God, that told me to pause and slow down. But then even when I told my husband, there's this VCAP thing, I presented it to him, but I was like, see, for this 40 weeks in, can we do? Because I was pregnant too. I was pregnant. I was like, 40 weeks, like, does it make sense? This thing that Lady Bank is talking about, capacity. I was telling myself, I was telling everybody
excuses
to disapprove of the fact that I can't do this thing, if you know what I mean. I was building a case to show you, of course I can't do it. See this, see this, see this, see this. But let me tell you, God built capacity. Like, he built capacity. And I think what Lady Banka was saying too is, like, the capacity was even built in my season of rest. It was built in just the way my life has been. Like, the capacity had been there, and I was stunting my growth, but not truly stepping into that capacity that God had already created. I was looking for excuses to say, no, I can't. But God had already made the room, the grace for, the oil for, everything that I needed to step into.
Needed.
Right? And so for me, in my work through with VCAP, it was really about, I use Nehemiah, because Nehemiah for me in my life is about restoration. It's about restoration of the mind. It's about restoration of my identity in Christ, my identity that is not tied to my career, my identity that's not even tied to being a wife or a mother, but my identity in Christ that allows me, if I grasp it, to be all I need to be as a wife, as a mother, as a career person. So that was the thing that really triggered me. Like DDK just said it, execution is not personality, because that's what I was saying. I was like, I mean, I execute, but this boldness and showing up and doing, it's not, it's not me.
It's not me.
I'm a semi-introvert, learned extrovert. I use those words a lot all the time. And it was just a reminder for me that obedience, you have to obey. And obeying is really in that execution. What is God telling you to do day in and day out? That capacity he's already created, you need to step into it, or he will push you into it. That's what I felt like. I felt like he pushed me into it. And really what you said, from 2015 to 2024, that 1 year, it restored my time. I won't lie you. It restored the time that I thought I was behind, and why didn't I? God, having a pity party, he restored that time, truly.
I love it. I love it. I love it when you say, God had already prepared you, giving you the opportunity to build the capacity, but you not stepping into it was stopping you from actually, using the capacity to be everything God is calling you to be. But the moment you took the steps, it just felt like, wait, what? All of this was prepared already? Just so beautiful. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Like, you ladies, I'm coming to the comment section shortly. Let me just take you, Lemuel, and then I'll come back and see what is dropping for you. Yes, please, Lemuel.
Wow. I would say that it's quite interesting that the three people that were picked for today's talk show had similar experiences. So I would circle back to 2020 COVID-19, where everything changed for me. Um, I was pregnant with twins, and I lost them 5 months in. And at that point, I got into a season of depression. I was suicidal. It was a dramatic season for me. But stepping into 2021, you know, when you're trying to pick yourself so many times, but you just can't. I told God in June when I started to recover from the multiple, what's it called, when they do the evacuations and all of that. I just told God, 2021 June, I want to give birth. And I don't mind if it's a girl or a boy, I just want to give birth. And yes, I gave birth June 30th. And it just did something for me mentally. It just let me know that my words had power. And I could believe for myself, not somebody else believing for me. But I don't think that it was strong enough. And why I said that was it only became a reality for me. That statement became a reality for me when 2023 January, I was in this talk show and I was like, it would be great to actually be a speaker in this talk show. And January of 2024, I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post from GDK. And I was like, I've seen this name somewhere. It's not like I'd encountered DDK years before and I'm like, I've just been following. No, it was new, right? And I was like, I've seen this face. I've attended an event. Let me follow. And I started following. And then I stumbled on a particular post where at the very bottom of it, she was like, attend this particular. And that was what brought me into VCAP. And the moment I saw my admission letter, email, I was like, I'm either doing this or I'm not. The moment I said yes, it meant to me that I said yes to my dreams. I said yes to everything about me. Funny enough, at that time, I shut down the business. But I was like, if I was going to pitch for anything, because I needed to pitch that night, and I was told that I needed to create a presentation. So I was attending the meeting and creating my slides on Canva, and I was like, hey, by 8:30, my slide has to be ready. And then when it was time, I just showed up and I just poured my heart that day. And I was like, God, if I get in, there is nothing that's going to stop me from finishing this race. It was the hardest year. 2024 was hard. You are doing this, VCAP is here, accountability coach is hello, Lemo. I'm like, Coach T, breathe on me. Just take it easy. But I told myself, there is no way I'm going back on that word because I had the starter spirit, but the finishing was always hard for me. And I was like, if I can finish this program, it's 40 weeks, it's a lot. I'm talking about starting a 3-month program and you don't finish it. I'm talking about starting a 2-week course and you don't. I'm like, 40 weeks? But I said, no, the moment I finish this program, it's going to unlock a new chapter for me. And when it was the final week of trimester 3 and we had that call with DDK, I said, yeah, there is nothing stopping me anymore. So you see the joy during the graduation. It wasn't because, I wasn't, no, trust me, it was graduating from
deep.
Do you get it? It was graduating from years of self-doubt. You know, when you know, people know you are good, but you don't know you are good. People, they're always clapping for you. They're like, when you talk to me, my life is changing. I'm like, which life? Because see my own, see myself, right? But at that moment, it meant everything to me that I could graduate and I could be the top of something. And when I was called out for an award that day, I just looked at Dami and I was like, Dami, they called me. And she just busted out laughing. I think nobody experienced enough of when Dina was talking and she was crying. I was like, hey, they should not allow me just wail here. DDKs are going to have to throw me out of this place. So it was a lot of composure, but it was years of telling myself that you did it, and you did it when you turned 30. You did it when you said you were going to do it. And to me, that's a big deal.
Amazing. Oh my God. My heart is gushing with joy with this, pouring out, Honestly, yes, Mrs. Snot, you took it out of my mouth. Like, gosh, this is so good. This is so good. Okay, let me come into the comment section. What has it been so far? You've heard these beautiful ladies, these amazing visionaries shared about their journeys, what inspired them, what they worked on, and what inspired them into action. What is coming through for you? Let me see in the comment section. Let's know we're together. Let's know that what they are saying is popping and is igniting something in you as well. What has it been? Give me a statement, something that has popped out for you from this conversation so far. Let me read it. Let me read it. And then we can just help us put it on the screen as well as they come in. As they come in. While we're doing that, let me remind you, see, you've already heard. If we stop here right now, you know that you've heard enough to convince you and not to confuse you. I love how Lemel said it. Saying yes to VCAP is saying yes to your dreams. Is saying yes to your vision. Is saying yes to the original you that God called you to be, regardless of the fear, regardless of the circumstances. Look at all the beautiful women here today. They had 1001 reason to say, no, this is not for me. This is too much. I can't do this, right? And you would even nod your head and say, oh, it's true. You have a lot going on. You shouldn't add VCAP to this. But look at them. They did, regardless, and see them today. So what's coming up for you? I'm loving it. Resilience, courage, and growth. If I don't do it, nobody will do it for me. Yes, nobody is coming to save your glory. Nobody is coming to save you. Right. Treasure says, for me, what I hear is there is no better time to start than now. Amazing. That's such a beautiful takeaway. Do it afraid and believe for yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like if you've listened to us so far and your hands are itching, your heart is beating fast. You're thinking, oh my God, how does somebody get into this VCAP? I hear them say application. Yes, it is application. Because if you carry a vision, you need to be able to press in on the capacity that you already have to execute on that vision. So visionary compass accelerators program is for visionaries who are ready. Like, have you gotten to that point, like Dina, to say, no more, all this year is no more, now is the time. Do you see? So if you want to be part of that, you can look at the screen now. Also in the comment section, the team is putting the link. You can go ahead and start the application. All right. It's an application-based program. You're going to go through, interviews, but of course for good reason, because again, we select the best of the best. And I know you are the best, even if you don't realize it now. I know you are, but you need to confirm to yourself by taking that first step to apply. All right. So go to the link on the screen or in the comment section. It's going to be pasted by the team, and just go and apply. Look through it. It's going to take a while for you to get some of the things that you need to apply for. You heard when Lemuel was saying that she had to prepare a pitch deck. It's serious business. All right. So, but yeah, go ahead if your heart is already beating for that. I'm going to come back to our guests quickly and go like maybe another one or two rounds of questions, and then we'll wrap up for tonight. All right. So with all of this, right, even when you said yes and then you got in and then you started to make some moves and all of that, it's sometimes feeling like there are people around you that will be looking like you and like, are you okay? Like, are you all right? Is everything okay with you? Like what's wrong with you, right? So how did you handle those external skepticism or criticism, when pursuing your vision, especially when it seems like, why are you thinking like this? Who are you to even think you can achieve that kind of thing, right? So did you face that? If you did, how were you able to combat those? Yes, please. Who wants to go first this time? Okay, I'm giving you the liberty. Choose. Who wants to go first?
Okay, let me go first.
Okay.
So I experienced it a great deal, and when you are friends with people that know you, they know where you're coming from, they know your story, they know your history and everything, and you are trying to break out of that into something entirely different. Some of them might not say the words, but they give you the look, and they give you the attitude, they give you the when you go, you will come back kind of thing. And in all honesty, I would say 2024 was not just hard because I had to put in the work. It was hard because I had to also go, like, let go of years of friendship, let go of years of seeking validation from people. If you are a people pleaser, you might not be able to finish VCAP. I'm just going to be honest with you. For someone that spent over 29 years trying to do stuff and waiting for somebody to say, "Oh, you did great." I'm like, "Oh, great, let me go to the next." And then nobody was clapping for me on this one. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And everything felt and seemed weird. That was when I knew that I'd gotten to the cap of the level that I was at, and I knew that I was about to break forth. And when you are breaking forth, you break those shells. When the chicken is about to come out of the eggshells, you break off those things when the butterfly is trying to evolve and all of that. And it was a painful process. There were nights that I would be like, I just want to talk to somebody, but then you look around, there is nobody, right? You are going to be lonely. But one thing that I would say was a massive help for VCAP for me was the fact that we had a system in place that supported the visionaries. We were not, you might be lonely in your life, but not in VCAP. The accountability coaching was, my goodness. There was a particular day I called my coach and I was like, "Coach T, I'm not doing it again." She was like, "Visionary Lemo, I'm going to send you a voice note." And she sent me 8 minutes voice note. I was like, "Who's this woman? Avoid me, oh, I'm going to block you." But by the time I was listening, I was crying, and she gave me a name. She was like, Luminary Lemuel. I was like, "Hey, God." Then one day I just sat down, I checked the meaning, and I started crying again. I was like, "This is who I am." I would say that, permit me, I might get emotional, but I would say that VCAP called me out. When something has been in you for years and then something happens, and that's the breakthrough. VCAP showed me to the world. VCAP literally gave me a family that saw me and said, "It is time for you, and it is time for the world to see you." It's mind-blowing. And beyond the accountability coaches, we have a lab where the visionaries are just, my goodness. If you say you want to stop, another person will come during the call and be like, "Oh, so I just launched a 7 hectares. I just built USA." And you're like, "You guys should calm down." So there is no stopping. It's 40 weeks of consistent energy. If you don't complete it, sorry, it's on you, not the program. And I want to say that truly, this journey is a journey that when you start, it is of utmost importance that you finish, because at the end of the line, what is there is super, super beautiful. Super beautiful.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Woof. That was so good. Yeah, who's going next? Wow.
Let me just piggyback. Honestly, the greatest opposition for me was me. It was Dina against Dina. It was old Dina versus the Dina that God was trying to bring out, Allow me, because this is what got me through. I was reading the affirmation every day. It was on my mirror. Like, I told myself, this thing has to stay here. I won't read the whole thing, but 2024 will bring me into prepared places, oiled opportunities, awakened answers, anointed abundance, angelic announcements, inspired ideas, excellent execution and major moves. I read that thing every day, even when I didn't feel like it. I'm telling you, the biggest battle for me was me and the voice of the enemy I had become friends with in my mind, where I kept saying, I'm not hearing God, but there's this other voice. Sometimes I would even go to my husband and be complaining. Like, I also wanted him to baby me, like, yeah, you can stop, all of that. But he too will be telling me, like, go and do what you need to do. Go and pray. Go and do, go and do what. Like, he was supportive of me. He was the one I went to when I really felt it. But he too was reminding me that this is between you and God. Like, this is between you guys. I cannot do the work that you need to do with him. You know what I mean? So he was my voice of reason. I mean, I'm thankful for the support that I had. I think, like Lady Lamille said, I realized even some people who knew me before, knew me in college, I didn't see them. And I even felt shy to even share about what I was doing, because it was like, are they gonna get it? Like, it kind of looks crazy. What are you doing? I'm the type of person that does classes. And so it's like, Dina's doing another thing again. Another one, another one. Like, you know what I mean? And so that self-doubt was loud for me in the 40 weeks. So I don't know if it was hormones. Like I said, I was pregnant, but I also knew it was just this thing that I had to really start practicing to practically squash. It had been too long that I've been having this voice in my head. Even now, I mean, let me not make it like now I've become totally, I still deal with it. VCAP, in the process of VCAP, the accountability of VCAP, the community of VCAP, what it did for me is it, like that breakthrough that Lady Lamille, I broke through. The breaking through is still part of the becoming that I'm doing now. Yes, we did 40 weeks, but now this year is like what's that thing? Like, I'm being fortified in this year. Like, what you did in that 40 weeks, you're being fortified now. What God told you in that 40 weeks and how he gave you capacity and how he helped you and all of, are you just dropping off? Because I told my lady who does my social media that time, I was like, okay, this is great. I've done great. I think I should rest. It's like, it's been great, but I was also trying to go back and hide once more. So even this year, it still feels like I'm still in VCAP again. Like, I'm still doing it again. I give it to Lady Banke, who did VCAP twice, because, excuse me, like, the self-doubt is there. And I'm seeing a lot of people's comments. I mean, the self-doubt is there. The best way we know in our head, but we need to know it in our heart and our soul, that the enemy uses to keep us from hearing from God, to keep us from really stepping into what God has for us, is this very slight deception. And can you catch it? And can you take captive that thought and say no? So that's why that affirmation was on my mirror, because I had oh my God, I was bombarded with self-doubt and who do I think I am? And you're doing too much. And what is it again? Like, and then I would just go and I would read what DDK wrote. I would read it. My coach, Coach Princess. I told her many times, I was even trying to use my coach to cajole, like, you can, but she gave me activities, affirmations, do this. She gave me so many resources. She prayed with me. She prayed with us. Lady Bunker knows, she prayed. There were so many times we got on prayer calls and I couldn't even say anything. Like, it might have seemed like I was not there, but I was there crying. I was there crying behind. Because I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is it? Is it the I'm like, who cares about the program? But it was like, no, this program is in itself, and DDK and everybody, this program is a midwife in the thing that I'm trying to help you, in the healing that I need you to get to. You need to you need to let go of this self-doubt. Like, hello, your identity is not there. Yes, life has happened, things have happened, but for you, Dina, that's why I heard it. God said, you need to stop. It's time to stop. So there were lots of obstacles. A lot of it was mental, but God created capacity. I don't even know how, because again, I birthed the baby in the middle of the program, and I don't even know when did I do the assignments. In the middle of the night, so baby will be moving. Me too, I'll be up doing assignments in the middle of the night, listening to DDK on drives and everything. I'm sure my husband was like, "What's with this this program?"
Wow,
there will be
amazing.
obstacles. There will be obstacles. And I am 100% convinced, even though it seems like just a program in the natural, that God is using it to truly heal and bring restoration and to bring a healing that's deep. I mean, it's been very healing for me, honestly, for my identity. I'm still practicing. I'm still putting myself out there to heal. but
Mm.
there will be challenges. It's the only way to sharpen us. God will prune you. He will prune you through the 40 weeks. But I believe that just like anything, our forward days are better than our latter days. And there's a work that he's trying to do in us because we still have better that we're walking into.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for woof. So good. So good. So good. Like I'm just like, wow, this is rushing me. Just you imagine you guys are talking about the program and we are being rushed. Imagine being in the program. Please, Reverend Banker, please go for it.
Oh, well, so both of them have spoken to external opposition and you being an opposition for yourself. And I think that I'm just going to share from the angle of your pain being, the opposition that you haven't even identified. And this for me is very personal because as self-led as I am, as willing to experiment, and I swiftly execute. If something comes to mind and I research, I think it's what God wants me to do. I'll quickly, just quickly execute and then get some feedback. If it's something I have to shelve, if it's something I can build and all of that. But when I didn't know that I still had stuff, pain and trauma, unhealed pain that was also holding me back, that was also questioning me without really questioning me. For instance, I like to say I'm equal parts introverted and extroverted. And if you've been around DDK for a while, she'll tell you about some normalized nonsense that you have to let go if it's not serving your vision. So I'm like, I don't want the spotlight, even though my husband's in the spotlight. Oh, I'm so happy to stay in the back end or the background. I'm good with that. But my vision, it wasn't serving the purpose. It wasn't serving what God wanted me to do. And I remember this particular day getting on a call with Coach Princess. And for some reason, she just dug out a pain that seemed to be unrelated to my aversion to the limelight. And she just, just a question, just dug it out. And that day was so painful for me, but it started the healing that started the boomerang of happenings that I experienced towards the end of VCAP. So suddenly I was out there pitching virtual assistants and Annie Ruth Maria at the WIMBIS conference. I mean, when I saw all of the women, I was like, if this was me before I dealt with that pain, I probably wouldn't even have applied. Do you get what I mean? Like, I would literally have just shrunk back. But, the ability for your accountability coaches, for the coaching sessions, for the core curriculum to just kind of touch.
Network. Okay. So while we're waiting for Lady Banker's network to be back, honestly, I love where she just went, about the pain and the unhealed trauma that could also be there, staying there as the opposition. And it's almost similar to what you were talking about, Dina, about the voices in our heads. Like, yes, finally, you've even taken the step to say, okay, we are doing this. But it doesn't mean that the journey is going to be smooth all through. There's still this opposition coming from within, from without, from your pain. And if you don't deal with those oppositions, it's still almost like you're held bound. But we've seen from this story that everyone has shared already that the way that VCAP is put together is almost like VCAP has a touch point for all of these things where if the core curriculum misses it, you probably see it in the assignment or in the attached extra resources, the more resources, or in your lab, somebody sharing something that sparks something in you, or your accountability coach, right? Or it could even be in the general community when there's resource mobilization, somebody says something that be like, oh my God, or even in the comments, in the engagement of the week, right? Like it's so rounded that it captures, multiple parts, that we can that we are experiencing, or multiple things that could come, along the way, to almost like drag you off the journey, or make you stuck. Like I feel like if we ask many of the visionaries, a lot of times most of them would have thought of just like, please, 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 please. No be me kid Jesus, I beg, man. But somehow they were able to still scale through 40 weeks. Welcome back, Reverend Banker. Welcome back. Yes, please. Can you hear us now? Can you hear now, Lady Banker? Oh, I think probably our audio is late, or she can't hear. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So we're still having issues with Lady Banker's audio. All right. So quickly, do we have anyone on this call who has one or two questions? Let's take one or two questions from the audience, for our visionaries as we're getting set to wrap up this session. I want to believe that this session has been very insightful for you. You've seen already, on the journey to taking the action, on the journey to listening to the dream, or even paying attention to the dreams and the goals that God has placed in your heart, and what He's saying to you in a season to take action towards it. But also, it's more like the environment that you place yourself in the season that you're working on that dream is as important as the dream, because being in the wrong environment can literally either change the form of the dream, kill the dream, or help you accelerate the dream. And so far we've heard, from these stories, what VCAP does to your vision, to your dream, and to you yourself as the visionary. So it's so encompassing. It handles you as a visionary, your vision, and the mindset that comes with it. So thank you so very much. Yes, there's a question from Kesiana. She says, how about someone who is not discovered themselves and what they ought to be doing, even though they are longing in the soul that they ought to be doing something?
My thing is, you will discover yourself. The process is set up, and I think that's why it's even prophetic that it's 40 weeks, because birthing something takes time, right? There's no rush to it. Like, I remember seeing people who felt like they were behind, and somehow they still caught up. So this whole discovering yourself, you only discover yourself when you got to take the steps to do what that means. Like, you have to keep putting yourself in a position to discover, to ask questions, to think about. It's just like Coach EJ is saying, like, whether it's through the curriculum, whether it's through the additional resources, whether it's through your coach, you're going to have an opportunity to discover yourself. But I'll also say what I say to my coaching clients, this whole idea of discovering yourself, like, it seems like such an elusive thing that you're grasping for and you're not reaching. I think it's also a false way to look at what is discovering yourself. Maybe it's a rediscovery or a realignment with who God says that you are. So even if you're a person of faith, reading the Bible, you can discover yourself, because everything there is telling you who you are in according to God, right? So discovering yourself, you're not discovering something new. It's new to you, maybe, but God has probably given you some inclination. Let's be honest. If we're truthfully honest about where God has given us glimpses of ourselves,
right?
Discovering yourself is truly allowing God to show you what is already there, what has always been there. And maybe life has made you change or miss it or not see it or even run away from it. So discovering yourself, you're already there. God is grooming you for what is already there, is what I would say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Lemur, yes.
For me,
I think your mic is muted. Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
For me, I'm going to be responding from the path of somebody that is trying to apply to VCAP. Now, if you are facing that space where you're like, okay, all of them are saying they came into this program with something, but I don't have anything. This is what I would say to you. You don't need to have it perfect before you apply for VCAP. That's the whole idea, right? if you have something that you do, even if it is just little, what the application questions are meant for is to be able to find out if you can do a bit of analysis of yourself. The application is not saying know it all, because there will be no VCAP in the first place, right? But there is something that thing that you are saying is a struggle. That's what we're saying apply with. That thing you are saying, I don't get it. I feel like I'm supposed to be, for example, I feel like I'm supposed to be the founder of something, but I don't get it. Put anything there and write your heart out. At the end of the day, what I would say, I think I can say we now. I would say what we are looking for is somebody who knows that there's something missing and they need help. We're not looking for perfect people to work with. We are looking for people that are ready to put in the work to become better. So if you feel you've not discovered yourself, you are in the right place. If you feel that there is a longing in your soul, if you really listened to the stories, you would see that gap. We had the gap. Like I said, I came in with a vision, I left with something else. You might come in with something and you might even leave with that same thing, but far better. At the end of the day, we're looking for people that are ready to say, I need hand holding for the rest of this year. And that's literally who you are. You literally just wrote it out there. You are somebody who is ready to put in the work, because if you are not able to know that you need help, you are not even ready for the program in the first
You're not
place.
ready.
But for you to
Absolutely.
realize that you've not discovered yourself, it means that there is something that we can feel. That gap is there. And that's the essence of VCAP. So for me, if you want to apply for the program, which I think you should do right away, is just put in your name. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to have something massive. VCAP is for people in ministry. It's for individuals that are trying to find themselves. It's for people in business. It's for people in career. It's for people that have no clue where they are. Just write something. At the end of the day, what we're looking out for is the heart. And we know the people with the right heart. And those are the people that literally get into the system. So it's not an issue at the end of the day.
Thank you, visionary Lemuel, for that. Amazing. I love it. I love the English where I say like we. Yeah, that's the spirit. We are now VCAP. VCAP is off. I love it. That's the spirit of VCAP, right? So yes, do not be afraid. To check out the application. See, this is how I'll say it for the application, right? You know how when you want to write, let's say, when you want to apply to, let's say, an association, there are times you would do the application and then you probably won't get it in the first time or something like that. But merely going through the process helps you see the gaps, and that in itself is a win. So let's keep it like that. So don't be afraid. Visionary banker, yeah, you were saying something very interesting before the network took you away. Can you please, give us that, cook that to finish? I'll take one more question and we'll wrap up for tonight.
Okay, thank you. My apologies about the internet. Yes, so I was saying that sometimes our pain also is lurking inside somewhere, unaddressed pain, unsolved trauma. And sometimes they don't even present themselves as unsolved trauma or pain. And you cannot really marry what is going on inside of you with what is being presented. So sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm worried about the limelight. It's because I'm an introvert. Something different. It had nothing to do with introvertedness. It had to do with a pain that I was nursing somewhere in my heart, that Coach Princess went with a fishing hook and, just brought it to the surface.
Oh, this network, we have to deal with you. Is she back? No. Okay. this thought, there's somebody that needs this there's somebody that needs this thought that this network is trying to, but we will not agree. We will allow her finish that thought because we know that there's somebody who has a pain that they are hanging on to or using something else to cover, and it's not allowing you go forward and do the things that God has called you to do. All right. So thank you so much. So much. We're going to take one more question and then we'll be wrapping up quickly. Again, you can see the screen. You can okay, is there an age restriction to the program? Is there an age restriction to the program? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. No. Well, of course, like I don't know that you are not an adult. You are an adult, so if you're below 18, then I would say okay. We have a particular package for the younger generation, but as long as you're an adult, please you can apply. You can apply and see. All right. Harry says, how can a person who has a vision and dreams go for it when you have a partner who doesn't agree with what the person wants? Who wants to take this one?
I don't have any personal stories, so I can't contribute to this from that angle. What I remember being told, even with a supportive person, a good thing to do is always to show them, Lady Lamar mentioned it before, your why. Why are you doing it? What is going on in your life now? What has changed? I mean, I'm assuming you're married. So as married people, we get married and then we forget that people grow. And I remember having some advice about growing together, sharing dreams together, setting goals together, having meetings together, because that keeps you like, there wouldn't be a surprise. Like, why is my dreams wouldn't be coming from anywhere. Like me wanting to do something wouldn't seem so random because we're growing together, even if we may be growing in different capacities. Someone's in corporate, someone's entrepreneurial, but there's a level of aligning in your marriage that someone can understand. So I don't know. And I've heard, of course, other people's stories of what do you do when your partner may not agree. I don't have anything specific to say about that, but I say, if nothing else, you understand your why you want to do it, and also aligning and keeping a level of synchronicity around what it is you want to do, what you guys are building with your marriage, what God is telling each of you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for still, going ahead and sharing. Yes, please, Lemuel, go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I think I've had the season of, okay, we can do this together, or this thing you want to do doesn't really align. So what I would say to that is sometimes we think that the partner doesn't support. But according to one of my mentors, there is a reason, there is always a why to something, to a reaction. So I think you might need to find out, why is this reaction to this vision and dream in this way, right? Let's say, for example, I had a certain season in my life where I was very eager to go to work physically. And because of the way my family life is and the kind of family values that we have, it didn't align. And in that season, all I could hear myself say was, I don't have a supportive partner. But the truth behind it was, he wanted a certain family life that we both agreed on, right? And I was chasing a dream that felt like it was going to tear that part, that agreement apart. Now, if I wasn't particularly sensitive in that season, because in a bid to be supportive, he was going to lose out on a call entirely, just so I can pursue this, so that I can stop saying you are not supportive. So at the end of the day, I think what I'm saying is, how sure are you that this particular person has issues with your vision? And there is not, like, there has to be something behind this. So you want to find out the why. And then the second thing that I know helps in seasons like this is praying. The heart of the king is in God's hand. And just like it happened in the Bible. Nehemiah, he didn't have to do too much. He just had to talk to God, and he continued with his work. God, at the end of the day, doesn't want you to build a vision that is so glamorous for him and you lose your family. So you need to go back to the founder of the vision. How can I do this? And I want to do it with the word that you've given to me. At the end of the day, he will give you the wisdom for that particular situation.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Oh, okay. So I think we're having some technical, but anyways, I think we're in the studio, but the video, so please check that you didn't mistakenly turn off your video, because it just automatically takes you out as audio only. All right, so thank you so much for sharing that, and I do hope that your question, that you've gotten some insight on how to go about it if your partner is not supporting. And I like what Lemuel said, that sometimes it's not about them not supporting. There is an underlying factor that you need to look into. What is your track record? Or, what has been the communication like? What has been the journey before this thing you want to do? And then actually looking at the matters objectively, you can. And if that's not the case, then of course, there is nothing prayer cannot do. If you're a person of faith, you can always pray, and God would help the person see what they need to see, so that you guys can come into agreement together. Because again, can two work together except they be agree? One would chase 10,000, 1,000 to 10,000. If those things are kind of understood, then there is a way you can tender the issue for both of you to then come to a compromise. But thank you for asking that question. Lady Banker is, I don't know if she's back, but while we're waiting for her and we're wrapping up, okay, Annie says, I'm above 60 years. Can I apply? Absolutely, Mama. You can apply. You can apply. Yeah, you can apply. Please just use the link in the comments that has been shared. Use the link to visit the website for the application and start your application. And then if you have any back and forth or challenges, you can always also send us an email. The team will drop the email as well in the comment section, so that whatever happens, we can still help you as well to get the best out of it. Because outside, just reach out to us as well. But the link is in the comment for us to visit to apply for VCAP. But thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. I'm just finally monitoring on Instagram, because I realized Instagram's comments cannot come here. So I can't see the comments from Instagram here, but I forgot to monitor it. So if you're on Instagram and watching, thank you for watching. If you had a question and you've shared it in the comment before, sorry we missed out on it. Don't worry, we're back here again tomorrow as well as Thursday. So you can come with your question and engage with us as well on Instagram and on YouTube. All right, one more time. Okay, Lady Banker, I think we should be able to hear you. Can you speak?
Yes, I can speak. So
fantastic. We can hear you.
I put off my video. It will probably help.
Yes. Fantastic. We can hear you. Everybody, like even in the comment section, they're like, no, we want to hear this, we want to finish this thought. So please go ahead and wrap up the thoughts for us.
Yes, so I was talking about trauma, and I'm just going to quickly round it up because if you remember the story of the servant who was given one talent in the scripture, and he went and he buried that one talent. When I was growing up, one of the things that we were taught was his problem was he was probably jealous of the others who got the 503 talents, or he was angry at his boss for giving him just one talent. But in recent times, I started to see that probably there was something more that was wrong with the guy. And I saw it was there right there in that verse. And it says, I was afraid. So I buried it because I know that your master who likes to reap where he did not sow. So in other words, he was afraid that if he sold it, he might not even get back the actual whatever that he sold, or if he traded with it, talk less of getting a profit. So even though what was manifesting was jealousy, yeah, out of that situation, put him in another situation where you give them the same opportunities. He will probably do the same thing again, as long as that root cause is untreated. And so a lot of us carry our pain, and they are currently crutches, and we don't know. Well, using them as excuses to not do the things we're supposed to do, using them as excuses to not get better. You're still angry, you're still bitter. It's okay if you have not yet identified it, but when you identify it, to deal with it, let it go, because it is useless. It's just something that is going to deter you from getting to where God wants you to go. So even for someone who prides herself on being so self-led and I'm able to quickly get on something and do, I still had issues that were holding me back from the limelight where God was actually pushing me into. So for a lot of us, it's the oppositions around us. I'm blessed to have a supportive family. They'll just be like, again, so yeah, this is what we are doing now. It is well, God will help us. And now I'm grateful for that. But here I was, something on my inside that was really, really asking to be healed. And so a lot of us have to go through that healing process for so many things, issues that our fathers did, things our fathers did to us, heartbreaks that we experienced, the disappointment of being let down by people who should love you the most, not standing up for you when you little things like that tend to run really, really deep. So it's everybody's duty to really, really deal with those things so that you can. And VCAP kind of gave me a very fantastic community. Both times the community was powerful, and especially because you are in the midst of women who are dreamers and doers like you. They are not afraid to dream, because they know that we like to say dream big, God will fund it. Well, I know that if God funds the dreams that he commissions, so he has commissioned these big dreams on our inside, he's going to fund them. But sometimes you get tired. I remember at the time I reached out to Brother and I was like, Brother, I'm not doing visionary again. I don't want to be a vision. I've left visionary journey. And she was like, okay, I hear you. What's the problem? Oh, well, my dear, it's okay. She gave me the chance to unburden. I cried. I said everything I did. And then the second day she was like, so we are finished crying. What are we doing? What's the next thing? So you're done crying, right? But we get up and we move. And it's such a powerful thing, because if you're able to find community of people who really understand you, are on the same journey, it just makes it a lot easier.
Oh, so beautiful. I love it. I love it. That community is priceless, where you are allowed to be you, but at the same time, you are being pushed, you are being nudged, you are being shared, you are being sometimes carried, sometimes you are being pulled to say, you know what, I know you're tired. Just one more step. You can do this, just one more step. And there's nothing that beats that when you are in a community like that of powerful women who are not afraid to hold the crown for each other, who are not afraid to open the door for each other with opportunities, right? But at the same time, be there to say, you know what, you got this. I'm cheering you on. And that's what VCAP presents and is to all of us. So please, again, you can visit the website to start your application. Of course, on the screen, you can see if you're having any challenges, please send us an email at info@myvisionarycompass.com, and the team will be able to support you in the way that is best. Thank you so much, my beautiful visionaries, Visionary Banker, Lemuel, Dina, for just being here tonight, but not just for being here tonight, for being the amazing visionaries that you are, for not settling, for not, stopping halfway, for not giving up on yourself, for giving yourself permission, to birth this vision. And I know that this is just the beginning, and 2025 is just starting, right? So I know a lot is still coming from your stable. So we're going to be watching with binoculars and looking like what's going on and cheering you on as you continue on your visionary journey. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of the conversation. We're back here again tomorrow. same time, 8 p.m. West African time, to have a conversation with another set of visionaries. Until then, be amazing. Keep dreaming. All right. Keep dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. And know that, that vision is not leaving you, because you are the woman for the job. God bless you. Have a fantastic night rest, everyone. Bye. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Visionary Compacts Accelerator Program 2024.
My name is Adeola Babatunde, and I'm the Chief Learning Officer at Present Right Academy, an organization that helps women build their confidence in public speaking. And my VCAP goal was to help at least 1 million women build and sustain profitable businesses in Africa.
This is the third cohort of this very comprehensive coaching and mentorship system for high growth visionaries of African descent.
I knew that somewhere there was the ability to stretch beyond the ordinary and to do extraordinary things. But VCAP was like that catalyst, that poof, just took me from where I was to where I wanted to be.
The best part of the program that moved me from just ideating and thinking about things to execution was the execution blueprint. I feel like it's a powerhouse.
I welcome you to an epoch-making era of execution in your life, because VCAP isn't about tall, it's about walk. If you work it, it will work for you.
Remember, when you have a vision, you don't need permission. See you at the next cohort. Thank you.
Personal power.
VCAP!
Visionary vibe.
VCAP!
Majestic mastery.
VCAP!
Excellent execution.
VCAP!
Remarkable resolve.
VCAP!
Real revenue.
VCAP!
Wonderful wealth.
VCAP!
Legacy leadership.
VCAP!
We are
the elite cohort,
and we welcome you
to VCAP.